Hey guys, it's Archie here, back with another speed build in The Sims 4. Today we are building yet another starter home, this time in the lovely town of Oasis Springs. I almost called it Oasis Landing, which would have been a little bit embarrassing. So yeah, we are building another starter home. This is a 2-bedroom starter home. I did make it with a kid's bedroom and a master bedroom, but I mean the kid's bedroom you could turn into whatever you want. If you wanted to have a little study, or if you wanted to have another bedroom so you could have more Sims. Whatever you wanted to do. So I did keep to quite a budget in this. I did have a sim that I created and just one sim living in the lot. So I think I had about 18,500 simoleons to begin with. So if you do want to just move into this house with one sim, that would be fine too. And if you do have more than one sim, like if you have a couple and a kid, you'll have a little bit of money left over to maybe spruce up the house a bit more, because it is a little bit lacking. I mean, I had to, well, you'll see at the end, but I go on a little bit of a deleting spree at the very end where I was running out of money, so I had to get rid of some things just so I could afford to finish furnishing the house. And now we're just doing the roofs here. In a second, you can see here, I didn't want the awning on one side of the roof there, so I'm sticking in a second roof with the overhang on it, so that just on the left side there, you can see that the roof overhangs a bit, but not on the right side, so it doesn't interfere with the other roof. And I do this fancy thing with the trimming here. I wanted to see if you could keep the trimming and get rid of the walls there, which you totally can, but you do need to keep the floor there. I would have liked to have gotten rid of the floor, and I do mess around with these window decorations, but I couldn't work out a way to make it look good, so I just keep with what we had there. Just doing the backyard now. Like, we really don't do much with the backyard at all, so maybe that's something that you can do if you decide to download this house. Spruce up the backyard a bit, because I completely ran out of money and put nothing in there. This is actually also a house that I could maybe do a renovation on in the future, because I feel like if I wasn't trying to stick to such a if I wasn't trying to stick to such a budget in this house, you could make it look quite nice. But I was really trying to keep to the starter home budget, so it's a little bit lacking in certain areas. Just finishing off with the roof here. Yeah, now is where I try and do this thing with the fences on the back porch, but it doesn't really work. In The Sims 3 it would have worked fine and it would look good, but in The Sims 4 they're just a little bit chunky. The small fences in The Sims 4 are a little bit chunky, but you can kind of see what I was doing there. And also, I would have left it, but it just kind of ate up into my budget, so I was like, there's no real reason why I would have it there. So I just get rid of it. And finishing off the roof there, I realized that I hadn't actually finished all of the roof, so I went back and did that. Just doing the foundations here now, and I think we'd just chuck in a few more windows and then start doing the interior. Actually, I mess around with doing a slightly higher wall here, but the windows at the front weren't really working, so I just decided to go back to the normal level wall height, which looks good anyway. Like, I have no problem with that. And just finishing off with some windows, I think. I don't even know what's going on anymore. And doing some doors, I think, just in the inside of the house. All those boring little things, just to finish off the house that I would have always forgot to do until the very end. And now I think we start with the interior. We start with the kitchen, and I put in some benches and things, and these poles there, that was a really good idea. I wanted to keep that as like a separating thing between the you know, like the lounge room and the kitchen, but it just kind of ate into my budget again, so I ended up getting rid of them. But I would have kept them there otherwise. It looks kind of cool, I think, anyway. And we just mess around with some colors for a little while, trying to find a nice brown to use in the kitchen. And I do put some benches in, but I don't like these benches, and I end up leaving the kitchen to the very end, because I was like, well, we'll see how much money we have left and how much money I can waste on, you know, nicer counters and a nicer kitchen at the very end of the house. So we do get rid of them, and it does look a bit nicer in the end. And then I think now, just putting in some archways and things, and then we go on to the living room, maybe? I don't know what we're doing. Yep, we just go on to doing the living room, like a nice purple feature wall there, looks good, and then just brown around the rest of the room. And I do try and mess around with the TV cabinet that I want to use. I was gonna try and put in some benches, but I just couldn't get them to work properly. And then I tried to put in this, hallway table. I forget what they're called, but a TV wouldn't sit on that. So in the end, I just grab a coffee table and sit the TV on the coffee table because it was the only thing I could find that would suit the house. And we just go with that gross normal square TV and an orange couch and a green chair, which I thought contrasts the purple wall quite nicely. And then I do put in like a little dining table and a dining area here, which we do eventually get rid of because, like I said, I went on a bit of a deleting spree to save more money. And I figured you already have like the kitchen counters and everything to sit at, so it's not like you won't have anywhere to sit to eat. And yeah, now we're doing the kids' room. I tried to make it as gender neutral as possible. Well, not really. It's a little bit feminine, but not really. It's just colorful. And I think, yeah, I put what's it called? A crib in the corner there, a bassinet, if you will. Because I figured, if you want to have a baby, if you have a baby when you move into this house, that's cool. And I put a bed in there as well, because I figured if you have just the bassinet in there, there's not really much else you would want to put in there, because a baby can't really do much, can it? And there are no toddlers in The Sims 4, which is still a shame. We will one day, though. I guarantee we will one day have toddlers. And I do quite a bit of decorating and things in the kids' bedroom, which we end up deleting to save money because I went a bit overboard in there. And now we're doing the master bedroom, where we have like a blue feature wall and just like a brown rest of the room, I guess. And trying to find a bed. It wasn't too hard this time though, because I feel like it could have been much harder to find a bed to fit in. And I don't mind the master bedroom, actually. It looks really nice. I do love those windows above the bed. That's one thing that The Sims The Sims 4 really does well, is those windows. And just windows in general, how you can move them anywhere. It's amazing. I love it. And now we're just doing the bathroom, I think. Pretty simple bathroom. Nothing spectacular about it. Just brown. Brown. Putting in a shower and then like a toilet, and you know what a bathroom is. I don't need to explain this to you. And then I think we just do like the hallway and stuff. And I noticed later on that I got a little bit excited and didn't even do the exterior of the house. So we come back and do that later. So if you're noticing now that I haven't actually done the exterior, don't worry, it does get done eventually. And now we do the kitchen. This is the point where I was like, alright, we've got a bit of money left over. Let's splurge on some counters and things. Even though I probably shouldn't have, because we put these overhead counters, which just, they would have cost heaps of money. And I didn't really need them. They just looked really cool. And I love that you can do this now in The Sims 4. Like with all the overhead counters. Kitchen's another one of the things that, like, it's probably one of my favorite things about The Sims 4, is just being able to do kitchens like this. It's amazing. But it would have cost a little bit of money. And then just a simple island counter there, where we put some benches in for them to sit at eventually. And now we've only got like $700 left. Now, yeah, so we're getting a little bit tight on our budget, and we still have a bit to do, like the outside of the house, which we do now. I actually don't mind how the exterior turned out. I just went for, very muted brown tones, and then mess around with just different colors. So we have like a lighter, creamier color, I guess. I mean, it's more of a bone color, I guess. I don't even know what color you'd call that. And then like this dark chocolate brown. And then we do put this wooden bit around the house in a second. I think we even mess around with like this stone, but we don't keep that. We switch that stone up for like a wooden texture. Looks really cool. I like it. And I usually struggle with doing modern houses, the exterior of modern houses, getting the colors right. And I do mess around with the roof a bit in a second, because as you can see there, the front of the roof is a different color to the rest of the wall. But we fix that up. Just doing the tiny bit of landscaping. Really nothing spectacular at all, because at this point I have like $126. So I'm going in and deleting all of this stuff out of the kids' bedroom. And so I can afford some plants to put in. And we still really don't even put that much in here. So don't expect anything spectacular, but I mean, it's a desert house. You wouldn't expect lavish, lush gardens anyway. Just a couple of succulents, couple of cacti, I should say. And now we're just finishing off the little bits of the interior that I forgot to do, like the entranceway, and trying to get rid of some things. I just got rid of the dresser there in the master bedroom, but we do end up replacing it with a cheaper one. It doesn't look as good, but I mean, it works. And here is where I realized I have to mess around with the roof a bit. So because of that, I had to have two roofs that I could recolor separately, because I wanted the front part of the roof different color to the back part of the roof. So I just kind of mess around with that for a bit. Forgive me while I do that, but I think we're almost done as well after we finish this roof here. So yeah, I think we're just finishing off with fixing up the roof, and then I think we cut to some screenshots. So guys, I hope you like this house. I know it's just a little bit of a simple starter home, and I do plan on doing some bigger houses when I do have a little bit more time to mess around with the game a bit, but I just want to do a house that I could, you know, do really quickly for you guys. And here are just some screenshots of the outside of the house and a little bit of the interior. So don't forget to leave a cheeky comment down below telling me what you think of this house, and you know, leave suggestions if you have any ideas of what I can build in The Sims 4, and leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already so you can see more Sims 4 videos. I have been ArchieSims, and I really hope you like this, guys, and I will see you all next time.